Yes guys, welcome back once again to Travel Utopia vlog. To be honest, I'm in a bit of a pickle at the minute with the van because there's an issue that's come up as I was driving back recently locally around here. It just kept cutting out, so I had to keep the revs super high to try to, stop it from cutting out. And when it did cut out, which it did quite frequently, I just had to keep turning it back on with the ignition. Another little job that I need to do is replace this solar controller. I bought exactly the same one. This USB thing here is very loose, so I'm going to replace it for a new one, which is exactly the same. So earlier this week, I was able to limp the van to the garage. I went to Urban Autos once again. Shout out Greg for your help and the guys there. So I had my dad behind me just to, in case it needed towing, because it was literally cutting out like I think it cut out about 6 times on that drive. I took all the back roads. I managed to get to the garage, and after hearing a lot of swearing from some of the guys there, the word Cordova, forgive me for anyone that understands what that means, it's not a nice word, was said a lot. We managed to diagnose the problem, and it was something so simple, and I feel a bit silly about it, which was the 50 amp fuse which I'd changed. I hadn't done the 2 bolts up tight enough, so all the electrics were all going mad, and obviously it was cutting out and it was causing all them problems, but it was all something very simple, as quite often it is, to be honest, with my van and issues that I come up against. Quite often the issues are fairly small and fairly, well, not necessarily fairly small, but fairly resolvable, if you know what I mean. Here we are with my new solar controller, so we're going to open that up. I'm going to get a nice screwdriver, flathead screwdriver to do it. You can see there, look, when you touch that, there's no movement, whereas that one, when I touch it, it just wiggles, and then it also is affecting the display. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it off there, so that there will go off, which is that's saying it's charging, yeah, from the solar. So I'm going to switch that off, so that's now not getting fed from the solar. Obviously we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cables there that I need to take out, so we're going to do that now. Undo that. That's another thing, is these connectors are a bit loose as well, so I'm going to undo that. I can see the monitor and monitor it. It also gives me another USB point when I'm driving, or for people to charge phones and that in the front. So there's quite a few reasons why this is here. Everything's been very much worked out over a long period of time, to be fair. So here we go. So that's now off. I've undone 4 of the 6 there, so that the cable's ready to go in. This was actually just under £5 to replace this. It's worth doing. It's a cheap one. It comes free with a lot of the solar panels and that you buy online, but it's lasted me a long time and it still works. I'd be willing to give this other one to someone if needs be. Quite a relatively easy job this here. I've just replaced that now over. The only one thing is I do want to put some screws on it that are a little bit better suited. I think these ones that I had holding it in place weren't the best. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, for anyone that's getting into solar systems and wants to know a bit more about it, it's not really that complex. There's so much information out there now about solar systems and about, you know, how to design and size everything correctly and whatever. I would say one thing: having an isolator on the solar, so when the panels come in, they come into an isolator. It's handy for this kind of thing. So that, for example, here I'm changing the controller over, but I've been able to isolate the solar, so it's super important. The one that I've got is a 4-pole isolator, 20 amp. So yeah, it's a super good thing to have. So that's job done, and we're going to switch now back the solar panel on. There we go. That's now charging again from the solar. The reason why that voltage is dropped a bit is because I've got a few lights on inside. So just switch them off. That should now start charging that back up. But yeah, that's that job done. So we've got a new water tank. Here she goes. And here is how I've got it currently. So I currently got a 30 litre, a 20 and a 10. So I've got 60 litres, and then that's the wastewater going in there. So let's do a little bit of a clean out here. A little bit dirty in there. Get that a little bit tidy up, a bit clean. I don't want to be getting into any really extensive works, so we're just going to go with this for now and see how it fits. How is that going to fit? I did measure it, so it should go in. There is physically enough space for it, but it's getting it in there somehow. Let's get my drill and take that shelf out. I'm taking that shelf out. So I'm hoping now that it's going to fit. What's up? I think it's too big. Just thought of a way I can get this in. If I take the whole unit out, which ain't that hard, she says, I should be able to take that piece of wood off there and bring it in from the back. So that is the plan. Maybe it is requiring a bit of a redesign at another point, but for now, we've got a new water tank installed. I put this bit of wood back, but I need to block this off. I need to bung this this here, so we're gonna have to take this down to the shop to get the right bung for this. I've got to buy a 3/4 inch male piece of basically a bung to close up the hole in the tank which it comes with, which I'm assuming is there for draining the tank. So I'm gonna have to go down some wicks or screw fix, try and get that 3/4 inch. Definitely measured the tank exactly as it should be, but I just didn't quite consider the idea of getting it in and out. So it is going to be difficult. Picked up this bung for the tank along with this tape, which I'm going to use as well to make sure it's watertight. Right, so I've put that in there. That's nice and tight. I do believe that that is going to be watertight, but I probably should test it out just to make sure. So there we got it, guys. The waste is connected back up. New tank installed. The only question is now is getting the water pump fitted into this stands. Here's the water pump, and I've got this connection there. So we're gonna have to cut a hole in this. I'm actually really happy with how that's worked out. I had to drill a 28mm hole, I think, in here. I drilled 25 and then used a tool to just clean it out a bit, get that nice and tight. I've left plenty of cable on it, and you know, there's plenty of pipe to move things around. So yeah, man, pump's working, so the water's running. So yeah, we're good to go. So the next job will be to fill this tank up.
So with the tank now installed, we hit the road and headed to the local spring.
This is my favourite spring, 1860. Whoever knew that water could be so fascinating. So there it is, guys. The new water tank is installed. It's been filled up. Happy days. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and all that sort of stuff. I say big thanks for watching and keeping up with the journey. And hopefully now it's going to kick me on for plenty more vlogs and videos in the coming weeks and months. Much love, guys. Ciao.